Good morning, everybody. It is the first presidential debate tonight, and everybody is frothing at the mouth, and the wires and the screens will be filled with nothing but supposition about who's going to do what to whom and what strategies they should all employ. And most people don't realize this, but these news shows and these reality shows, etc., because they're really cheap for the networks to put on. It doesn't cost them a lot of money. And all these guest people that show up, they really don't have to pay them much of anything past expenses. And so it's a huge moneymaker, and of course, get everybody all stirred up and going. Life couldn't be much better for the network. So for us as traders, the Trump debate right now, my guess is if Trump wins it, based on Wall Street's participation in the Hillary Clinton campaign, the amount of money they sent over there, that we might actually see some selling. That remains to be seen. Not much news today. New home sales, 598. Dallas Fed, I didn't see a guesstimate. It was minus 6.2. And that's the two pieces of news. And then lots of people speak today. Fed governor, central bank, including Mario Draghi. So we'll have a chance for a Fed governor or central bank spokesman to interject their ideas and opinions and ideas on the market. So we have to be careful for that. Stock market is down. They blame it on Deutsche Bank. Deutsche Bank has been in the news for the last year because of their derivatives trading. They've been identified as perhaps the next Lehman Brothers. And Germany came out and said no central government bailout of Deutsche Bank, and that would naturally take their stock lower. Turkey made the news. Their paper was downgraded to junk, and with all of the changes that have been made over the last year, the takeover, perhaps the false coup, hard to say. Business is suffering in Turkey. Business is down, and reclassifying them as junk only makes sense. So all these, you can push it so far, and you get to a certain point, you go past the tipping point, and you can't bring it back. So Turkey is, Erdogan is getting the his just rewards for his manipulation. Okay, everything is pointed higher right now. We are at resistance. You can see right up here the low volume number is 9.5. 8's a market number. Everything is pointed higher, so but resistance is 8 to 12. So sell 1 will be 7 to 11. 15 to 19 for sell 2. Right now everything, we've got P's behind us, everything is looking up, so I think we have time to put on a short. On the buy side, we broke it out above 03.5, so the buck to 04 will be buy 1, maybe stops below 4, and 25 to 29 buy 2. Looking at the 30-year, the knob spread has widened over the weekend. Resistance is 8 to 12, so that's number 1. 15 to 19, sell 1, that would be new highs. It's a P, everything is pointed higher. 27 to 31, sell 2. I think it takes some help from the stock market, continued selling in the stock market to take it up. And maybe some of the selling in the stock market today will be perhaps the sense that Trump might actually win the debate tonight. And this is supposition on my part. I'm not saying that it's true, but it just kind of has that feel about it. 21.25 buy 1, 5 to 9 buy 2. I've always loved that word supposition, and the way it sticks out in my mind, and it correctly characterizes what goes on. So much of our news today is Well, supposing this and supposing that, as they would say in East Tennessee. But what you have, you just a lot of people up there. Well, suppose this, suppose that. They kick it around and they get paid outlandish amounts of money to fill the space so the broadcasters can advertise. But it's so much of what they call as news right now is manufactured. Not really what we used to consider hard news at all. Packaged opinions or push polls. Okay, gold, 45.47 still is resistance. We're at 41 right now, and Japan stopped at 43, so 43.45, sell 1. 49.51, sell 2. On the buy side, 35.37, buy 1. And 29 to 31, buy 2. Draghi speaks today. I think it's 11:30. I'll have to go back and recheck that. Could impact currency trading. Could impact our paper too. But this Deutsche Bank problem is not going to go away. Okay, London starts to rally up. So we've had like 3 little waves of buying right now. The attractor up here is 113.28, so 20 to 25, sell 1. 45 to 55, sell 2. On the buy side, 90 to 113 even, buy 1. That's pretty aggressive. And then 65 to 75, buy 2. Crude oil. Saudi Arabia came out over the weekend saying they were willing to go back to January production levels, take 500,000 barrels out of it. Remember, everybody in January or in February agreed to lock in January production, which was as official quotas. It was the highest quotas, highest production levels OPEC has done on this go around. And so every time it comes time to make an agreement, they all go back and, well, we're willing to go back to January production levels if Iran does something. And it just so happened that Saudi Arabia was lifting 10 million barrels a day, which was pretty high for them historically. So Russia would be willing to sign it. And Russia said that they would be willing to go back to January production levels. It all hinges on what Iran's going to do. And my guess is Iran's not going to do much. So we have this bill from 45.50. So 45 and a quarter, 45.50, sell 1. 45.75, 46, sell 2. We might get little leaks right when they go on break and the formal meeting breaks up. People run to the restroom, get a cup of coffee, whatever it might be, and then somebody always talks to a reporter behind the scenes, and so the market will be subject to new spikes, and it probably won't be negative news today. As we get close to the wrap-up, it tends to become more negative if they're not going to get a deal. So on the buy side, 450, 44.75, buy 1. 44 even, 44 and a quarter, buy 2. Okay, the ES is interesting today. It's sold for the right reasons overnight. It also sold on Friday. So follow through selling. So we're seeing. I don't have any idea if the debates will influence. With a high degree of certainty that the debates will influence this, but it's a hell of a lot easier to influence the central bank than it is to influence a presidential debate. Also, we have seasonal tendencies in September that tends to take the stock market lower. So we have a couple of factors moving today. We have volume, most recent in the market's memory, between 2141 and 2136. So that 35 to 40 area looks like it's probably pretty good support. And as it stands right now, 55 to 60 is resistance. So we have the London high at 54. We've got that low at 52. We're at 48, so we'll make 52, 55, sell one. 59, 63, sell two. On the buy side, I think we're going to go a little bit lower. 40, 42, buy one. And then 35, 37, buy two. Housing new home sales 598, and Dallas Fed don't know. Dallas Fed last report was minus 6.2. That could be lower than that number. In fact, the market is probably playing it that way. And it's going to take a bit to get everything up and posted. I'm going to get busy on that. I will be back with you as soon as possible.